Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh and in today's video we will be discussing about women in command roles of Indian Army. So the women in the Indian Army, there's an historic moment for them and now they can be inducted at the command position or the colonel position. So let us first understand the timeline of the video. First we'll be looking at the news, then about the violation of rights that has been taken place in the Indian Army till now that the women say they have been through. Then about the women induction in Army, what has been the timeline. Then about the situation in Indian Navy and Indian Air Force with regard to women and their position on permanent commission. Then the women in Indian Armed Forces, what is the global situation, and in the end a prelims MCQ. This topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 1 and 2, that is society and issues related to women. This topic is also important from the essay perspective, as you should be able to know and you can very easily and very rightly can write these examples with regard to women. So let us see the news, and the news has been taken from the Indian Express and it says women get command roles in the Indian Army. Why this is a remarkable achievement? First important keywords, women. Second is Indian Army, and why this is a remarkable achievement, why it is considered to be a big thing, because we all know that women in Indian Army has never been given the permanent positions in the army, but now there are things has been changing from last few years. So let us see what has happened. So for the very first time, and whenever something happens for the first time, it becomes all the more important. So for the very first time, the Indian Army promoted women officers to command units, have promoted the women officers to command units in their respective arms and services. So for the very first time in the history of Indian Army, the women officers will be promoted to the command units. And 108 women officers in the army are set to be cleared for the rank of colonel. So till now we have seen that in the history of Indian Army, no woman officer has been given the colonel rank. So now they will be eligible for giving this rank to women, and a total of 244 women officers are being considered for promotion, and this is of the batch of 1992 to 2006. And these promotions will be done in with regard to arms and services, including engineers, signals, army air defense intelligence corps, army service corps, army ordnance corps, and electrical and mechanical engineers. So these are the fields in which these promotions will be done, and women for the very first time will be promoted to the post of colonel and also to command units, that they will be heading the units. And 80 women officers has been cleared for the rank of colonel from lieutenant colonel. So 80 women officers have already been promoted. Now let us see that why is this considered to be a significant step and why is this considered to be a remarkable step. So this has given, or this step has granted women officers parity with their male counterparts. Until now, the argument which has been put forward from the women's side was always that this is not at par with the male counterparts in the Indian Army, and discrimination has always been done with respect to women and male has been given more prominence and priority as compared to the females. But this step will put and will grant women officers parity with their male counterparts. One of the most important point that you people need to know. Then earlier, with a limited period career in the force, there were no promotion avenues for women officers, because women officers earlier in the army were only there for a very short period of time, for a period of 10 to 15 years. Short service commission was majorly what was meant for women. And in past, women officers reached the rank of colonel or beyond, but only in two branches. I'm again saying that earlier also, in past also, women have reached the rank of colonel and beyond, but it was only in two branches, and these two branches are, first is JAC branch, which is Judge Advocate General, and the second is the Army Education Corps. In this, they were granted the permanent commission. So these two are the only branches in which the women were given the position of colonel or beyond, because these are considered mainly as an administrative post and not somewhere where the women will be commanding the troops. So these are merely the administrative posts, but now they will be given the position of colonel or the commander of troops, where they will directly be able to get in touch with all the other people in the army. So now let us see what are the arguments that have been put forward by the women always, and it's about the violation of rights. First and foremost is the Article 14, that is right to equality. Women have always said that males have always been getting more priority in Indian army as compared to the females, so unequal treatment has been given to them. Then comes the Article 15, that is right against discrimination. India forbids discrimination on grounds only of religion, race, caste, sex or place of birth. So women have said that it is discrimination on the basis of sex that males have been getting more priority as compared to the females. Then comes the Article 16, that is right to employment. There shall be equality of opportunity for all citizens in matters relating to employment or appointment to any office under the state. So when all citizens have to get equal opportunity, then females have always said that, but more priority has been given to males as compared to the females. So these are few of the points and few of the rights that the females have or the women have always put forward, giving their arguments. Now let's talk about women induction in army. What has been the timeline till now? So first it was 1992 when women officers who were inducted into the army were inducted as short service commission officers. So women were started coming into the Indian army in 1992 on short service commission. Then came the 2008. So in 2008 what happened was the JAG, and JAG I have just told you what does JAG stands for. JAG stands for Judge Advocate General. So the JAG, that is Judge Advocate General, and the Army Equation Corps were opened for permanent commission for women in 2008, because these were the administrative posts and it was thought that women can be given the permanent commission into this. Then came 2019. So in 2019 the army changed its rules and allowing SSC women officers to opt for permanent commission. This was also one of the major landmark in the history of women in army, that in 2019 the proposal for giving permanent commission to women was passed. Then came 2020. So in 2020 permanent commission was granted to women officers with retrospective effect. So in 2020 the landmark decision came by the Supreme Court that permanent commission can be given to women, and now in 2023 starting of the year we are seeing that women in Indian army will be given the rank of colonel, or they will be heading the command units also. So this timeline, even though it has been a slow and gradual progress, but over the time we can see that women in Indian army are making progress. They are coming forward, they are putting their leg forward. So now let us see that in which services will women officers command units, or they can command units. What are the criteria or what are the services that they can head as command units? So these are Army Air Defense, Signals, Engineers, Army Aviation, Electronics and Mechanical Engineers, Army Service Corps, Army Ordnance Corps and Intelligence Corps will be commanding units. So these are the units in which women will be allowed as a commanding unit. These are the units. But the major point that you have to focus on now is that apart from these units, but still women will not be eligible in core combat arms. Women will not. You have to focus on the word not. Women will not, I'm again saying, women will not be eligible in core combat arms such as infantry, mechanized infantry and armored corps. So this is an important point for you to know, that core combat arms, women will still not be allowed to head command units. And there are many reasons given for it, because many a times the primary reason that has been given is that when a woman go to a armed field or armed forces, and then when the war takes place and a side which is losing the war, many a times we have seen that the soldiers have been captured as prisoners of war and have been tortured over the years, and brutality they have to see. So because of that one major reason, that it has been still not found specific enough that women can go to the combat areas. Now let's talk about what is the situation in Indian Navy and Indian Air Force as compared to the Indian Army. So what does it say? That the women officers have been inducted into all branches of the Navy. So women are taking part in almost all the branches of the Navy, and they are eligible for permanent commission also, and in future with that will be increasing. The permanent commission is increasing. And the Indian Air Force has opened all branches for women officers. So it was only the Army which was not opening all the branches for women, but Indian Navy and Indian Air Force have already opened their branches for women officers, like fighter stream, new weapon system branches. So these are few of the new branches that the Indian Air Force have opened, and they have also granted permanent commission based on eligibility and vacancies. They will be eligible to command units in the future. So in the Air Force also we are seeing that women are getting permanent commission and are coming forward to command units, and in the future we will be seeing that women will be commanding units in the Indian Navy and Indian Air Force also. So the step which has been taken by the Indian Army has been accepted well by the people with open arms, because this gives women a chance to be on par with their male counterparts, and this has also been taken as a step which will give them the feeling of empowered, and the empowerment would be given to them. Then comes the women in Indian Armed Forces. So let us look at the statistics, and these are the statistics which has been given in the parliament. So till now in Army, largest of the three services, the largest number of women officers are there in Indian Army, among the Indian Army, Indian Navy and Indian Air Force. So in Indian Army there are 1705 women officers, in Indian Air Force there are 1640, while in Indian Navy it is 559. So if we will see that the Army and the Indian Air Force has a very good number of women officers in it, while the Navy, the participation of Indian women officers is increasing with time. Now let us see what is the global situation, what is the situation of women officers in other armies around the world. So if we will see, then the United States of America or United Kingdom, Russia, Israel, they allow women in command positions. So these countries, these are the major powers, major superpowers like the UK, US, Russia, Israel. They allow women in command positions of their national armed forces. So seeing this situation also, we can say that India is making a right step or making right progress in the right direction. Then in the end, there's a prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. And the question says, keeping women out of command roles in army violates Article 14, Article 15, Article 16. You have to tell the correct answer, and the codes given are 2 only, 1 and 3 only, 2 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3 only. So give me the answer in the comment section. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.